Hey Wildcats, welcome to another podcast episode. I'm here with Luke Sevelius. He is a member of the film club, and he's going to talk a little bit about the film club and just film in general, what he likes and dislikes about it, and also what film club entails.
I'm Luke. I'm the president of the film club and one of the sort of core members of the film program at Academy to Lakes. Right now, the film club is really new. So as of right now, it's very laid back, and it's kind of just about introducing people to films that they may not have watched if it weren't for them taking part in the film club. My hope is to eventually maybe collaborate on a project or work on something, and I do have plans to do some movie night fundraisers in the future, but as of right now, it's just about that aspect of introducing people to older films.
So, what sparked your interest in, film in general? Why did you start liking it, and why did you just like to kind of dissect movies and see, like what they did in the movie to make it good, particularly? Like, what sparked your interest in that sense of just film and dissecting it in general?
Well, there are definitely specific films that set that off for me, but there wasn't really a moment. I guess it's just the sort of thing that it's always interested me, and over the years, as I learn more and watch more about films and get into the actual making of it and what it can mean and what it can say, it interests me a lot more as time moves on.
What do you enjoy most about Film Club? What do you guys do that you enjoy the most and that you just really like to do?
I love hearing different perspectives, especially perspectives from people who are into it as me. Just kind of, because I will read into it a lot, and some people will just say, "Oh, well, this is this," and it's just really fun to see all those different perspectives come together.
What aspects of filmmaking do you find most fascinating? Is it directing? Is it cinematography, editing, or something else?
Well, everything kind of revolves around the storytelling, so the cinematography, the editing, and so I really like exploring what you can do with that in a feature-length film, and how the storytelling and the characters affects all the other parts of it.
I know you like lots of genres of films, but which one do you like? Which one is your favorite genre? Or do you just like all of them, and do you just like how each one is unique to their own?
I kind of like everything.
Right, yeah.
I mean, if you look at my top 10 films, there's everything from like Taxi Driver to When Harry Met Sally. So I definitely pick and choose, and I'm not very picky about genres, but I do find myself gravitating towards sort of drama, rom-com sort of thing, but I like all sorts of stuff. So,
Can you tell us about a film that's recently impressed you or that you found, thought-provoking? And if you have, then what made that particular film stand out to you?
well, I did really like Oppenheimer.
Okay.
And I'm not that big of a Christopher Nolan fan, really, but I did really like Oppenheimer. I just loved the way that, I really like historical films because it's cool to see, even if they're not 100% historically accurate or whatever, it's cool to see what directors think we can learn from that moment in history.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked how Nolan used the story of Oppenheimer and Strauss and to show those two very different perspectives.
Do you have any favorite actors or actresses that you admire?
I wouldn't say that I have necessarily favorite actors, but there are definitely, when I see an actor is working with a certain director, that'll get me excited for a film. So, like, for example, there are a million Robert De Niro or Leonardo DiCaprio movies, but if I see that they're working with Martin Scorsese on something, then that would get me excited for sure.
While you clearly love film, is there anything that you dislike about it?
It's really frustrating, I'd say, when you don't have that inspiration at a certain time, because you can go a month just staring at a blank document, and then you can come home from school one day and write 20 pages of a script in a weekend. And so it's very unpredictable, and that can be frustrating.
Do you have any plans in the future to potentially make this a career for yourself?
In an ideal world, I would have a career in it and I'd also be able to do this, but I don't really know.
So like if you if you were applying to a certain college, say that you wanted to get into, and you had a higher chance of getting into that college that you really wanted to go to if you majored in, film, would you want to take that route at any point and decide I want to make this a career? I'd go for it. Like,
It's definitely a possibility.
how do you balance your involvement in film club? I know it's not very tedious to the point where you have to sacrifice a lot of time. But how are you able to manage, your love for film, and you take film class, right? How are you able to, like manage your time with film club and your academic commitments as well as, extracurriculars that you have?
Well, I'd say it's pretty easy because I don't really think about it. It's just something that's kind of always going,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm always thinking about. And if I spend a whole day shooting video, I'm not thinking about you know what I could get done if I weren't doing that. Because if I was doing something else, I would be thinking about shooting video. So it's really easy for me to have that in my life.
So, what advice would you give students who are interested in joining film club or they haven't yet, or just what advice would you give to people who love film out there and have a passion for filmmaking?
I would say the key, and all the big time directors will say this too, but I would say the key is to just watch a bunch of films. It's you don't have to have a bunch of equipment or a film degree, at least from what I hear. But if you watch a bunch of films, you'll get a sense of what a good shot looks like, or what a good story is, or what a good script sounds like, or something. So the key is to just watch and consume as much as possible.
My last question I have for you is for those who might not be as familiar with the club, can you describe some of the activities or events that the club typically organizes throughout the school year or any assignments that the films club is given? Maybe like a movie you have to watch or something like that?
We meet every other week, and we have films that we'll discuss at every meeting. So far we've done Singing in the Rain, Alien, stuff like that. We'll definitely do films like more classic films like Casablanca, but I'm hoping to do films from all over the place. I really want to do more with the club as it goes on and as we get more established.
For those who might be interested in joining your club, what time do you guys meet? What day of the week? And how often do you guys meet? And during like what break or community time or lunch for
Yeah.
people that are interested?
So we meet Wednesdays at lunch every other week. Our next meeting is November 15th at lunch. So it's not a big time commitment. And if you want to just show up to a meeting, that's fine. So
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for my interview with Luke Sevelius about Film Club. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you guys learn more. And if you're interested, please reach out to him if you want to join Film Club. Thank you guys for watching.